Hello, my dear friends. ಎಲ್ರಿಗೂ ನಮಸ್ಕಾರ. Myself Kodam Naveen Kumar, ನಿಮ್ಮ chemistry faculty. Now, I welcome back you all to this incredible platform Physics Wala. Now, last class ಅಲ್ಲಿ ನಾವು ಏನು ಮುಗಿದ್ವಿ? What we have finished Ionic Equilibrium ಅಲ್ಲಿ lecture number 1 ಮುಗಿತೀವಲ್ಲ. ನಾನು ಇವತ್ತು ನಿಮ್ಮ ಮುಂದೆ ಬಂದಿದ್ದೀನಿ with lecture number 2. Ionic Equilibrium ಅಲ್ಲಿ lecture number 2 ತಂದಿದ್ದೀನಿ. Now, let's see. Now, our Ionic Equilibrium ಅಲ್ಲಿ lecture number 2. Now, before starting our lecture number 2, now start ಮಾಡೋಕೆ ಮುಂಚೆ ನಾವು ಲಾಸ್ಟ್ ಕ್ಲಾಸ್ ಅಲ್ಲಿ ಏನು ಕಲ್ತಿದ್ವಿ ಒಂದ್ಸರಿ ರೀಕ್ಯಾಪ್ ಮಾಡೋಣ. Ionic equilibrium ಅಲ್ಲಿ ನಾವು what we have studied, first we have studied what is the Ionic equilibrium. Ionic equilibrium ಅಂದ್ರೆ ಏನು ಕಲ್ತಿದ್ವಿ. ನೆಕ್ಸ್ಟ್ ಆಸ್ಟ್ವಾಲ್ಡ್ಸ್ ಡೈಲ್ಯೂಷನ್ ಲಾ ಕಲ್ತಿದ್ವಿ. ಆಸ್ಟ್ವಾಲ್ಡ್ ಡೈಲ್ಯೂಷನ್ ಲಾ ಕಲ್ತಿದ್ವಿ. ಮತ್ತೆ ಇನ್ನೇನು ಕಲ್ತಿದ್ವಿ? ಕಾಮನ್ ಅಯಾನ್ ಎಫೆಕ್ಟ್ ಕಲ್ತಿದ್ವಿ. ಕಾಮನ್ ಅಯಾನ್ ಎಫೆಕ್ಟ್. ಮತ್ತೆ ಇನ್ನೇನು ಕಲ್ತಿದ್ವಿ? ನಾವು ಅರೇನಿಯಸ್ ಆಸಿಡ್ ಬೇಸ್ ಥಿಯರಿ, ಬ್ರೌನ್ಸ್ಟೆಡ್ ಲೌರಿ ಆಸಿಡ್ ಬೇಸ್ ಥಿಯರಿ ಕಲ್ತಿದ್ವಿ. ಓಕೆ, ನೆಕ್ಸ್ಟ್ ಲೂಯಿಸ್ ಆಸಿಡ್, ಮತ್ತೆ ಲೂಯಿಸ್ ಬೇಸ್ ಕಲ್ತಿದ್ದೀವಿ. ಮತ್ತೆ ನೆಕ್ಸ್ಟ್ ಪಿ ಎಚ್ ಕಲಿತಿದ್ದೀವಲ್ಲ, ಪಿ ಎಚ್ ಕಲ್ತಿದ್ದೀವಿ. ಪಿ ಎಚ್ ಅಂದ್ರೆ ಏನು? ಪಿ ಎಚ್ ಈಸ್ ಈಕ್ವಲ್ ಟು ನೆಗೆಟಿವ್ ಲಾಗ್ ಆಫ್ ಎಚ್ ಪ್ಲಸ್ ಅಯಾನ್ ಕಾನ್ಸಂಟ್ರೇಷನ್. ನೆಗೆಟಿವ್ ಲಾಗ್ ಆಫ್ ಎಚ್ ಪ್ಲಸ್ ಅಯಾನ್ ಕಾನ್ಸಂಟ್ರೇಷನ್. ದೀಸ್ ಆರ್ ದ ಟಾಪಿಕ್ಸ್ last class we have studied. Next topics to be covered in this class. Now ee class alli now what are the topics we are going to cover? adu yavudandre first relationship between pKa and pKb. pKa and the pKb we are going to see. Now next determination of pH for acids and the bases, and the determination for the pH for the acids and bases. Idralli what we are going to see andre strong acid pH ಮತ್ತೆ weak acid pH ಮತ್ತೆ mixture of two weak acids pH ಮತ್ತೆ polytropic weak acids pH we are going to see. Next we are going to see the salt hydrolysis ಮತ್ತೆ we are going to see the buffer solutions ಮತ್ತೆ last we are going to see the solubility product. Last we are going to see the solubility product. These are the topics we are going to cover in this video. Ee video dalli ee topics we are going to cover. Okay, now start. Relationship between the pKa and the pKb. Relationship between the pKa and the pKb. Now what is the relationship between the pKa and the pKb? To start this topic pKa and pKb, so first we have to know pKa is equal to negative log of Ka. Now pKb is equal to minus log of Kb. Now pKw is equal to minus log of Kw. To this we have to remember idin petkobeku. Now here first what I am taking one weak acid Ha. Now this weak acid, how it will be dissociate? It will be dissociate to the H plus and the A minus ala, A minus. Now this is a weak acid after losing the one H plus ಏನು ಕೊಡುತ್ತೆ? conjugate base ala. Now this is a conjugate base of the weak acid ala, conjugate base. base. ಇದರಲ್ಲಿ ನೋಡಿ, now here this conjugate base ಮತ್ತೆ ಏನು ಮಾಡುತ್ತೆ ಅಂದ್ರೆ, this conjugate base again it will be react with the water, and it will give HA, and it will give the OH minus. Okay, is it clear? Now this is the acid alla, this is the a weak acid alla. Weak acid ge equilibrium constant ಹೆಂಗ್ ಬರಬಹುದು? Ka is equal to concentration of H plus and the concentration of conjugate base A minus by HA. Now this is the conjugate base alla. This is the base, it is reacting with the water, it is giving the HA plus and the HAB. Andre this is the base adalla. For this one we can write it as a Kb, conjugate base. Kb is equal to ಹೆಂಗ್ ಬರಬಹುದು for this one? Concentration of HA and the concentration of OH minus by concentration of A. ಇದರಲ್ಲಿ ನೋಡಿ, now activity coefficient for the weak, activity coefficient for the pure solids and the pure liquids will be taken as a 1 alla. Now H2O is a pure liquid alla, ಅದಕ್ಕೋಸ್ಕರನೇ we are not taking the concentration of H2O. If you take the concentration of H2O ತಗೊಂಡಿದ್ರೆ, now that activity coefficient ಏನಾಗುತ್ತೆ? 1 ಆಗುತ್ತಲ್ಲ, ಅದಕ್ಕೋಸ್ಕರನೇ I am not taking. Now here take relationship between the pKa and the pKb. Now multiply the equation number 1 and the equation number 2. Equation number 1 and the equation number 2 if you multiply ಮಾಡಿದ್ದು ಅಂದ್ರೆ ಏನಾಗುತ್ತೆ? now ಏನಾಗುತ್ತೆ ಇಲ್ಲಿ ನೋಡಿ, Ka into Kb is equal to, now concentration of HA minus A minus by HA into concentration of HA into OH minus by A minus. now ಇದರಲ್ಲಿ ನೋಡಿ, A get cancel, HA get cancel, and the leftover will be the concentration of H plus and the concentration of OH minus. Concentration of H plus ಮತ್ತೆ concentration of OH minus will be equal to Ka into Kb is equal to Kw ಅಲ್ಲ, Kw. Ka into Kb is equal to Kw. Concentration of H plus ಮತ್ತೆ concentration of OH minus ಏನು ಕೊಡುತ್ತೆ? Kw ಅಂದ್ರೆ ಏನು? Kw is equal to concentration of H plus ಮತ್ತೆ concentration of OH minus at 25 degrees alla. Okay, next here we are having Ka is equal to Ka into Kb is equal to Kw. Next Ka into Kb is equal to Kw. now take log on both sides. now take the log on both sides. ಏನಾಗುತ್ತೆ? log Ka into Kb is equal to log Kw ಅಲ್ಲ. now log A into B, log Ka plus log Kb is equal to log Kw ಅಲ್ಲ. now take negative on both sides. If you take negative on both sides ಏನಾಗುತ್ತೆ? log Ka plus minus log Kb is equal to minus log Kw ಅಲ್ಲ, minus log Kw. now here ಇಲ್ಲ ನೋಡಿ, minus log Ka is equal to pKa, minus log Kb is pKb, minus log Kw is the pKw ಅಲ್ಲ. means in the place of minus we can write pKa plus in the place of minus log Kb no pKb is equal to pKw ಅಲ್ಲ, pKw at 25 degrees that is 14, right? pKw at 25 degrees it is 14, right? at 25 degrees. now this is the relationship between pKa and the pKb. pKa plus pKb is equal to pKw at 25 degrees 14 ಅಲ್ಲ. that we have seen in the lecture number 1. ಈಗ ನೀವು ಏನಾದರೂ ಮಿಸ್ ಆಗಿದಂದ್ರೆ ಒಂದ್ಸರಿ lecture 1 ಹೋಗಿ ನೋಡಬಹುದು. Okay, this is the relationship between the pKa and the pKb is equal to pKw. Now at pKw at 25 degrees it is equal to 14 ಅಂದ್ರೆ pKa plus pKb is equal to 14. This also we can write. This also we can write. Okay, is it clear? Next, determination of pH of acids and the bases. Acids and the bases. Determination of the determination of the acids and bases. Determination of the acids and the bases. Idರಲ್ಲಿ we are going to see strong acid pH. Strong acids pH. Next we are going to see. Weak acids pH. Weak acids pH. Next we are going to see. Mixture of two weak acids. Mixture of two weak acids. Next we are going to see polytropic weak acid. Polytropic weak acid andre that weak acid it may give 2H plus ion to the solution. 2H plus ion to the solution. Okay, now first we are going to see the strong acids pH. Strong acids pH. Idರಲ್ಲಿ ನೋಡಿ, consider a strong acid like a HA having concentration of, let its concentration is C molar, so the H plus gives by the acid is also concentration C, but some H plus ion is from the self ionization of the water, it is X. ನಾನು lecture number 1 ಅಲ್ಲಿ the problem solve ಮಾಡಿದೀವಲ್ಲ, ಆ problem solve ಮಾಡಿದಾಗ now what I have taken, if the HCl concentration is 10 to the power minus 7 or 10 to the power minus 6, then we have to take H2O H plus ion concentration alla, H plus ion concentration, that is a 10 to the power minus 1. In comparison with the acids concentration, H plus ion concentration is also equal. If the acid H plus ion concentration is more, ಈಗ ಜಾಸ್ತಿ ಇದೆ ಅಂದ್ರೆ, then we can neglect the H2O concentration. If the concentration of the acid, ಈಗ acid concentration ಜಾಸ್ತಿ ಇದೆ ಅಂದ್ರೆ, we can neglect the water concentration. ಈಗ acid concentration ಮತ್ತೆ water concentration same ಇದೆ ಅಂದ್ರೆ, we cannot neglect the H2O concentration. Means ಈಗ strong acid is a strong electrolyte ಅಲ್ಲ, strong electrolyte ಅಂದ್ರೆ it will be completely dissociate. Now the water will be the partially dissociation ಅಲ್ಲ, partially dissociate. It will also give the H plus ion concentration and it will give the OH minus ion concentration. ಈಗ if the concentration of the HCl it is 10 to the power minus 7, we cannot neglect the concentration of the water. ಈಗ if the concentration is, if the H plus ion HCl concentration is 10 to the power minus 2, then we can neglect the water H plus ion concentration. Then here the pH will be equal to, minus log of concentration of C. ಯಾಕಂದ್ರೆ here the concentration of the strong acid is C. ಯಾಕಂದ್ರೆ here HCl is a strong electrolyte, it will be completely dissociate. Dissociation constant we can write only for the weak electrolytes. ಯಾಕಂದ್ರೆ weak electrolyte ಅಲ್ಲಿ equilibrium establish ಆಗುತ್ತೆ. Okay, next, weak acids pH, how we can determine. Now ಇಲ್ಲಿ ನೋಡಿ, here consider a weak acid type HX, lets its concentration of the HX be C molar and alpha B. Alpha means degree of dissociation. Alpha is the degree of dissociation. Now let's take weak acid HX. Now it is dissociating to the H plus and the X minus. and the X minus. Initially at time t is equal to 0, initially HX concentration is to C alla. Now H plus ion concentration, X minus concentration is 0. At equilibrium, at time t is equal to t, at equilibrium in the from HX from the C concentration alli C minus C alpha has been dissociated from the HX concentration. E C concentration allinda C minus alpha concentration dissociate ಆಯಿತು. Now C alpha ಮತ್ತೆ C alpha X minus and the H plus ion concentration form ಆಯ್ತಲ್ಲ at equilibrium. This is the equilibrium. At equilibrium. Now for this one dissociation constant ಹೆಂಗ್ ಬರ್ಬೋದು? Ka is equal to concentration of H plus and the concentration of X minus by concentration of HX ಅಲ್ಲ, concentration of HX. Now ಇದನ್ನು ನೋಡಿ, concentration of H plus ಎಷ್ಟು? C alpha. Now X minus concentration ಎಷ್ಟು? C alpha. Now here HX concentration ಎಷ್ಟು? This can I write like this, 1 minus alpha. ಈ ತರನು ಬರಬಹುದಲ್ಲ. Now C into 1 minus alpha. C into 1 minus alpha. 1C will get cancelled. Now here we'll get the C alpha square by 1 minus alpha. 1 minus alpha. Okay. Now idರಲ್ಲಿ ನೋಡಿ, here for weak electrolytes degree of dissociation alpha is very less than 1 ಅಲ್ಲ, very less than 1 ಅಂದ್ರೆ 1 minus alpha will be equal to 1. 1 minus alpha will be equal to 1 ಅಂದ್ರೆ ನಾವು ಏನಾಗುತ್ತೆ? Ka is equal to C alpha square. Now alpha will be equal to under root Ka by C. Now degree of dissociation, Ostwald dilution law we have seen. Now here for our mathematical calculation purpose, now ನಾನು ಏನು ಮಾಡ್ತಾ ಇದ್ದೀನಿ ಅಂದ್ರೆ, now multiplying C on both sides. Now C on both sides multiply ಮಾಡಿದ್ರೆ ಏನಾಗುತ್ತೆ? C into Ka is equal to C into C alpha square ಅಲ್ಲ, C into C alpha square. Can I write like this? C alpha whole square. C into C square ಆಗುತ್ತಲ್ಲ. Now here C Ka. Now C alpha we are having the H plus ion concentration is equal to C alpha ಅಲ್ಲ, because ನನಗೆ ಏನು ಬೇಕು? pH ಬೇಕಲ್ಲ, pH ಬೇಕು. For that to get the pH, now I need the H plus ion concentration. Now C alpha is having the H plus ion concentration ಅಲ್ಲ, ಇಲ್ಲಿ ನೋಡಿ H plus ion concentration ಎಷ್ಟು? C alpha. Now ಇದರಲ್ಲಿ ನೋಡಿ C alpha. In the place of C alpha, can I write concentration of H plus whole square into C into K. Now if you bring the square to the left hand side, ಏನಾಗುತ್ತೆ? under root C into K. Under root C into K. For this one by applying minus log on both sides, ಏನಾಗುತ್ತೆ? minus log H plus ion concentration is equal to minus log C into K into half. root no half ತರನು ಬರಬಹುದಲ್ಲ. Now by this we can get the pH is equal to minus log C into K into half. Okay. Now this is the pH for the weak acid. Weak acid's pH formula pH is equal to minus log concentration into K into half. Okay. Next, mixture of two weak acids. ಈಗ mixture of two weak acids ಕೊಟ್ಟಿದ್ದೀರ ಅಂದ್ರೆ, now ಅದರಲ್ಲಿ here we are going to find the mixture of two weak acids pH. now ಈಗ ಒಂದು weak acid pH HA, ಇನ್ನೊಂದು weak acid is HB. ಇಲ್ಲಿ ನೋಡಿ HA ಒಂದು weak acid ಏನು ಡಿಸೋಸಿಯೇಟ್ ಆಗುತ್ತೆ? H ಪ್ಲಸ್ ಮತ್ತು A ಮೈನಸ್ ಅಲ್ಲ. ನಾವು ಲೆಟ್ T is equal to 0, its initial concentration is C alpha 1. Now C alpha 1 initially it is 0 0 at time T equilibrium, at equilibrium ಅಲ್ಲಿ from the C, sorry, this is C concentration. Now from the C concentration in the C minus alpha has been dissociated alla. Now H plus ion concentration ಎಷ್ಟು C alpha 1. Now here C alpha 1 products ಅಲ್ಲಿ ಫಾರ್ಮ್ ಆಗುತ್ತಲ್ಲ. ನಾವು ದಿಸ್ ಈಸ್ ಫಾರ್ ದ ವೀಕ್ ಆಸಿಡ್ 1. ನಾವು ಈಗ ವೀಕ್ ಆಸಿಡ್ ಸೆಕೆಂಡ್ 1 ತಗೊಂಡಿದ್ದು ಅಂದರೆ ಎಚ್ ಬಿ ಈಸ್ ಈಕ್ವಲ್ ಟು ನಾವು ಹೌ ಇಟ್ ವಿಲ್ ಬಿ ಡಿಸೋಸಿಯೇಟ್ ಎಚ್ ಪ್ಲಸ್ ಪ್ಲಸ್ ಎ ಮೈನಸ್ ಅಲ್ಲ. ನಾವು ಇಲ್ಲಿ ನೋಡಿ ಎಟ್ ಟೈಮ್ ಟಿ ಈಸ್ ಈಕ್ವಲ್ ಟು 0, ಇದನ್ನು ಕಾನ್ಸಂಟ್ರೇಷನ್ ಸಿ 0 0 ಎಟ್ ಟಿ ಈಸ್ ಈಕ್ವಲ್ ಟು ಈಕ್ವಿಲಿಬ್ರಿಯಂ. ಎಟ್ ಟೈಮ್ ಟಿ ಈಸ್ ಈಕ್ವಲ್ ಟು ಈಕ್ವಿಲಿಬ್ರಿಯಂ ಅಲ್ಲಿ now here this is C1 concentration. now ಇದರಲ್ಲಿ C2 concentration. ಈ ಆಸಿಡ್ದು ಬೇರೆ ಕಾನ್ಸಂಟ್ರೇಷನ್ ಇರುತ್ತೆ, ಎಚ್ ಬಿ ಇನ್ನೊಂದು ವೀಕ್ ಆಸಿಡ್ದು ಬೇರೆ ಕಾನ್ಸಂಟ್ರೇಷನ್ ಇರುತ್ತಲ್ಲ. ಫ್ರಮ್ ದಿಸ್ C2 alpha 2 ಡಿಸೋಸಿಯೇಟ್ ಆಯ್ತಲ್ಲ. ನಾವು ಹಿಯರ್ C2 alpha 2, ನಾವು C2 alpha 2 ಡಿಸೋಸಿಯೇಟ್. ಇಲ್ಲಿ ನೋಡಿ ದಿಸ್ H plus ion concentration, this H plus ion concentration is totally in the solution alla. Idu one H plus has been came from the one weak acid, innondu H plus ion has been came from the another weak acid alla. Means here the total H plus ion concentration ಏನಾಗುತ್ತಂದ್ರೆ here first H plus ion concentration ಎಷ್ಟು C alpha 1 alla. ಇದನ್ನು this H plus also it is in the solution alla. ಅದಕ್ಕೆ we have to add this concentration to this one. Now then C2 alpha 2. Okay, now here idrallanu this H plus ion concentration, first we are having this H plus ion concentration alla. After that another weak acid H plus ion concentration we have got, right? Now the total H plus ion concentration enagutte plus C1 alpha 1, C1 alpha 1. Okay, now write the Ka. How we can write the Ka for this one? Ka of first weak acid. Ka of first weak acid ಏನು H plus ion concentration into A minus ion concentration by HA ಅಲ್ಲ, by HA. Now H plus concentration ಎಷ್ಟು C1 alpha 1 plus C2 alpha 2. into C1 alpha 1 by now HA concentration ಎಷ್ಟು C1 minus 1 minus alpha 1, C1 1 minus alpha 1. This is the equilibrium constant for the weak acid. ಇದು equilibrium constant for the weak acid. now equilibrium constant for the second acid ಗೆ ಏನು ಬರಬಹುದು? no here Ka2 is equal to concentration of H plus and the concentration of B minus by concentration of HB. Now concentration of H plus ಎಷ್ಟು C1 alpha 1 plus C2 alpha 2. now concentration of B ಎಷ್ಟು C2 alpha 2 by concentration of HB ಎಷ್ಟು C2 1 minus alpha 2. Now multiply the Ka1 and the Ka2. Now multiply the Ka1 and the Ka2 ಏನಾಗುತ್ತೆ? now H plus and the concentration of A minus and concentration of A and the concentration of B minus by concentration of HA and the concentration of HB. Here we will get C1 alpha 1 plus C2 alpha 2 whole square. ಯಾಕಂದ್ರೆ ಇಲ್ಲಿ ನೋಡಿ here 1 H plus ion concentration, here 1 H plus ion concentration ಅಲ್ಲ, ಅದಕ್ಕೋಸ್ಕರನೇ ನಾನು ಏನು ಮಾಡಿದ್ದೀನಿ ಸ್ಕ್ವೇರ್ ಮಾಡಿದ್ದೀನಿ. here A concentration of A ಏನು C1 alpha 1. Concentration of B ಏನು C2 alpha 2 by concentration of H ಏನು concentration of H ಏನು C1 1 minus alpha 1. Now here HB concentration ಏನು C2 1 minus alpha 2 ಅಲ್ಲ alpha 2. For this one also you can write now the concentration of H plus whole square. Now concentration of A ಏನು C1 alpha 1. Concentration of B ಏನು C2 alpha 2. Now concentration of H ಏನು C1 1 minus alpha 1. Concentration of HB ಏನು C2 1 minus alpha 2 is equal to C1 alpha 1 C2 alpha 2 whole square. Now here this is I am doing the Ka1 into Ka2. Ka1 Ka2 I was writing here. Okay, ನಾನು ಇಲ್ಲಿ ಬರ್ತಾ ಇದ್ದೀನಿ. Here C1 alpha 1, here the C2 alpha 2 by C1 1 minus alpha 1. Now C2 1 minus alpha 2. ಇದರಲ್ಲಿ ನೋಡಿ now here C1 alpha 1 C1 alpha 1 ಕ್ಯಾನ್ಸಲ್ ಆಗುತ್ತೆ. ಯಾಕಂದರೆ ಈಗ ನಾನು C1 alpha 1 and the C2 alpha 2 ನಾನು ಲೆಫ್ಟ್ ಸೈಡ್ ತಗೊಂಡಿದ್ದೀನಿ ಅಂದರೆ ಏನಾಗುತ್ತೆ C1 alpha 1 and the C2 alpha 1 ಕ್ಯಾನ್ಸಲ್ ಆಗುತ್ತೆ. ಓಕೆ, ನೆಕ್ಸ್ಟ್ ಇಫ್ ಐ ಟೇಕ್ ದಿಸ್ ಟು ದ ರೈಟ್ ಹ್ಯಾಂಡ್ ಸೈಡ್ ನಾವು ದಿಸ್ ವಿಲ್ ಬಿ ಗೆಟ್ ಕ್ಯಾನ್ಸಲ್. ಇದನ್ನು ಕ್ಯಾನ್ಸಲ್ ಆಗುತ್ತಲ್ಲ. ನೆಕ್ಸ್ಟ್ ಹಿಯರ್ ದ ಸ್ಕ್ವೇರ್ ವಿಲ್ ಬಿ ಕ್ಯಾನ್ಸಲ್. ನಾವು ದ ಕಾನ್ಸಂಟ್ರೇಷನ್ ಆಫ್ H plus is equal to concentration of H plus is equal to C1 concentration C1 alpha C2 alpha 2. Ega if I apply a log, if I apply a negative log on the both side, take negative log on both side, negative log on both side. Now ega negative log on both sides enagutte. Now the pH will be equal to minus log concentration of C1 alpha 1 plus concentration of C2 alpha 2. Now this is the pH for the pH for the mixture of two acid. ಈಗ mixture of two acids ಕೊಟ್ಟಿದ್ರೆ ಅಂದ್ರೆ pH ಫಾರ್ಮುಲಾ ಏನು pH is equal to minus log of C1 alpha 1 plus C2 alpha 2. Okay, now next polyprotic weak acid. Polyprotic weak acid ಅಂದ್ರೆ ಏನಂದ್ರೆ ಇಲ್ಲಿಂದ double dissociation, the 2H plus it will be give. ಇಲ್ಲಿ ನೋಡಿ, now the dibasic acid has a tendency to give the 2H plus ions per a molecule of a acid. ಇದರಲ್ಲಿ we are having the carbonic acid and we are having the H2S. We are having the H2S. ನಾನು here what I am doing, now I am taking the one dibasic acid, that is one H2X. Now, H2X it will be dissociate to the, it will give the first dissociation of H plus and it will become the HA minus ಅಲ್ಲ. Now initially its concentration is C. Now ಇದರಲ್ಲಿ at equilibrium C into 1 minus alpha 1 dissociate ಆಯ್ತಲ್ಲ, means here the C alpha 1. now ಇದರಲ್ಲಿ C alpha 1 at the equilibrium. ಮತ್ತೆ ಇಲ್ಲಿಂದನೂ ಒಂದು H plus ಇದೆಯಲ್ಲ, now this conjugate base ಮತ್ತೆ ಇನ್ನೊಂದು dissociate ಆಯಿತು. Now here it will be dissociate. Now it will give the ಏನು ಕೊಡುತ್ತೆ H plus, again it will give the A minus 2. ಇದರಲ್ಲಿ ನೋಡಿ, here this conjugate base initially its concentration ಎಷ್ಟು C alpha 1 ಅಲ್ಲ, ನಾವು ಇದರಲ್ಲಿನೂ ಎಷ್ಟು ಇರುತ್ತೆ C alpha 1 ಏನು ಇರುತ್ತೆ. from C alpha 1 ಇಂದ ನಾವು ನೆಕ್ಸ್ಟ್ ಡಿಸೋಸಿಯೇಟ್ ಆಯ್ತಲ್ಲ, ನೆಕ್ಸ್ಟ್ ಡಿಸೋಸಿಯೇಷನ್ ಆಯ್ತಲ್ಲ, C alpha 1 into alpha 2, C alpha 1 into alpha 2. ಇದರಲ್ಲಿ C alpha 1 into alpha 2, ಇದರಲ್ಲಿ C alpha 1 into alpha 2, C alpha 1 into alpha 2. ಇಲ್ಲಿ ನೋಡಿ, ನಾವು ಟೋಟಲ್ ಸೊಲ್ಯೂಷನ್ ಅಲ್ಲಿ H plus ion concentration ಎಷ್ಟು ಇರುತ್ತೆ, ಟೋಟಲ್ H plus. ಇದರಲ್ಲಿ this H plus is present in the same solution ಅಲ್ಲ, this H plus and this H plus is present in the same solution ಅಲ್ಲ, means it has came from the only the same dibasic acid ಅಲ್ಲ, means this H plus ion concentration ಎಷ್ಟು ಇರುತ್ತೆ ಟೋಟಲ್. here the C alpha 1 concentration ಇದೆಯಲ್ಲ, if you add this will become the total H plus ion concentration in the solution ಅಲ್ಲ, C alpha 1 into alpha 2. now for this H plus ion concentration ಗೆ ಈಗ ನಾನು this if I add the total H plus ion concentration will get right. now ಇದರಲ್ಲಿ ನೋಡಿ, now HA here initially HA conjugate base concentration is C alpha 1. ಇದರಲ್ಲಿ some concentration has been dissociated to the Ha plus and the A minus 2 ಅಲ್ಲ, means the total H plus ion concentration ಇರೋಕೆ C alpha 1 into 1 minus alpha 2 ಅಲ್ಲ, means ಈಗ ನಾನು here 1 minus alpha 2 substitute ಮಾಡಿದೆ ಅಂದ್ರೆ total Ha minus ion concentration in the solution, ಇದರಲ್ಲಿ Ha minus ion concentration will become same. Now here the H plus ion concentration, here the H plus ion concentration total has become the same. Total has become the same. Okay. Now dissociation constant Ka, first dissociation constant Ka1. Now you know that is concentration of H plus and the concentration of Ha minus. Concentration of Ha minus by concentration of H2x ಅಲ್ಲ. Now concentration of H plus is to C alpha 1 plus C alpha 1 alpha 2. HAX concentration is to C1. HAX concentration is to C alpha 1 1 minus alpha 2 ಅಲ್ಲ. C alpha 1 1 minus alpha 2. Now H2x concentration is to C into 1 minus alpha 1. Now Ka2 is equal to concentration of H plus and the concentration of A minus 2 conjugate base and the concentration of A minus, concentration of Ha minus. H plus and concentration is to C alpha 1 plus C alpha 1 alpha 2. Now A minus 2 concentration is to C alpha 1 alpha 2 ಅಲ್ಲ by now Ha minus concentration is to C alpha 1 into 1 minus alpha 2, 1 minus alpha 2. ಈಗ K1 and the K2 if you substitute multiply, now it will become the Ha plus whole square and the Ha minus into A minus 2 by H2x by Ha minus. Ha minus will be get cancelled ಅಲ್ಲ, Ha minus it will be get cancelled. Now the leftover will be the C alpha 1 plus C alpha 1 alpha 2 whole square. Now C alpha 1 into 1 minus alpha 2 into C alpha 1 alpha 2 by C into 1 minus alpha 1. Now C alpha 1 1 minus alpha 2 alpha 2. Here A minus 2 concentration, this is also A minus 2 concentration ಅಲ್ಲ. Now this will be get cancel out. ಇದೆಲ್ಲ ನೋಡಿ, this is H2x. Now this is the H2x concentration, this is the H2x concentration ಅಲ್ಲ. Now this will be get cancelled out. Now C alpha 1 minus this will also get cancelled. Now the square will be get cancelled out. Now the H plus ion concentration is equal to C alpha 1 plus C alpha 1 alpha 2. Now by taking the pH, by taking negative log, by taking negative log on the both side, by the negative log on the both side, now we will get the pH is equal to, here the minus log H plus ion concentration is equal to pH alla, pH. Now by taking the minus log, now then we will get the minus log concentration of C alpha 1 plus C alpha 1 into alpha 2. Now this is the pH for the polytropic weak acid. This is the pH for the polytropic weak acid. ಈಗ polytropic weak acid ಕೊಟ್ಟಿದ್ದಾರೆ ಅಂದ್ರೆ pH ಫಾರ್ಮುಲಾ ಏನು, pH is equal to minus log C alpha 1 plus C alpha 1 into alpha 2, alpha 1 into alpha 2. Okay, next salt hydrolysis. Now this topic is very important. ನಾನು ಈ ಟಾಪಿಕ್ ಇಂದ ಶಾರ್ಟ್ಕಟ್ ಕೊಡ್ತೀನಿ. ನಾವು ಹೌ ಟು ಪ್ರಿಡಿಕ್ಟ್ ಈಗ ಸಾಲ್ಟ್ ಹೈಡ್ರಾಲಿಸಿಸ್ ಕ್ವಶನ್ ಕೊಟ್ಟಿದ್ದೀರ ಅಂದ್ರೆ ನೀವು ಹೌ ಟು ಫೈಂಡ್ ಔಟ್ ವೆರಿ ಫಾಸ್ಟ್ಲಿ ದಿಸ್ ಸಾಲ್ಟ್ ಹೈಡ್ರಾಲಿಸಿಸ್ ಕ್ವಶನ್ ನಾನು ಶಾರ್ಟ್ಕಟ್ಸ್ ಕೊಡ್ತೀನಿ. ಬಟ್ ಮುಂಚೆ ಐ ವಿಲ್ ಎಕ್ಸ್ಪ್ಲೈನ್ ದ ಕಾನ್ಸೆಪ್ಟ್, ಆಮೇಲೆ ನಾನು ಶಾರ್ಟ್ಕಟ್ ಕೊಡ್ತೀನಿ. ಓಕೆ, ಇಲ್ಲಿ ನೋಡಿ ನಾವು ಸಾಲ್ಟ್ ಹೈಡ್ರಾಲಿಸಿಸ್ ಆ್ಯಂಡ್ ದೇರ್ ಪಿ ಎಚ್. ಈಗ ಒಂದು ಸಾಲ್ಟ್ ಹೈಡ್ರಾಲಿಸಿಸ್ ಕೊಟ್ಟಿದ್ದೀರ ಅಂದ್ರೆ ಈಗ ಆ ಸಾಲ್ಟ್ ಹೈಡ್ರಾಲಿಸಿಸ್, that salt hydrolysis will comes under, now it is comes under which salt, means strong acid versus strong base, weak acid versus strong base, or else weak base versus strong acid. That we are going to see and how to identify that one and their pH. ಈಗ ಆ ಸಾಲ್ಟ್ ಕೊಟ್ಟಿದ್ರು ಅಂದ್ರೆ ಈಗ ಆ ಸಾಲ್ಟ್ pH ಹೆಂಗ್ ಫೈಂಡ್ ಮಾಡಬಹುದು, that entire derivation I will do and I will show. ಇಲ್ಲಿ ನೋಡಿ, reaction in which cationic and or anionic part of the salt reacts with water to make it either acidic or basic is known as the hydrolysis or hydrolysis. Okay, salt, the substance which does not release the H plus ion concentration or OH minus ion concentration in the first ionization is known as the salt. Now, ಇದರಲ್ಲಿ depending upon the nature, depending upon the acids and the bases, salts are classified into 4 types. Salts are classified into 4 types. ಅದು ಯಾವುದು? First is salt of strong acid plus strong base. Strong acid versus strong base. ಈಗ this salt has been came from the strong acid plus strong base. Strong acid plus strong base. ಇಲ್ಲಿ ನೋಡಿ, NaCl. Now NaCl how it has came means, ಇಲ್ಲಿ ನೋಡಿ, NaOH plus HCl gives rise to NaCl plus H2O ಅಲ್ಲ. Now ಇಲ್ಲಿ ನೋಡಿ, NaOH is a strong base. Now HCl is a strong acid ಅಲ್ಲ, H2O is a strong acid. Means NaCl has came from the strong acid plus strong base ಅಲ್ಲ, strong acid plus strong base. Okay, next Na2SO4, next K2SO4. Na2SO4 ಇಲ್ಲಿ ನೋಡಿ, ಸೇಮ್ sodium hydroxide plus sulfuric acid. Now this is a strong acid. Now ಇದು strong base ಅಲ್ಲ. Now gives rise to Na2SO4 plus H2O. Now ಇಲ್ಲಿ 2. Now here this has been balanced, right? Okay. Now these are the examples for the strong. These are the salts will comes under the strong acid versus strong base. These are the salts. Now these salts are the strong electrolyte. It will be completely dissociate. Next salt of weak acid plus strong base. Weak acid versus strong base. Weak acid versus strong base is the first weak acid alla, weak acid, it should come from the weak acid. Now here anionic part should be the weak acids. Now the cationic part should be the strong acid. Cationic part should be the strong base. Now anionic part, the example, sodium acetate. ಇಲ್ಲಿ ನೋಡಿ, sodium acetate CH3COOH plus NaOH ಅಲ್ಲ. Now this is a weak acid. Now this is a strong base. Now here these two reacts to give the sodium acetate. Next CH3COOK. Next carbonic acid. This is sodium carbonate. Next we are having the sodium bicarbonate, etc. These are the examples for the salt of weak acid plus strong base. Next salt of strong acid plus weak base. Now means here anionic part should be the strong acid. Now here cationic part should be the weak base. Now strong acid and the weak base. Illi nodi ammonium chloride, ammonium chloride. Ammonium hydroxide is a, here ammonium hydroxide is a, this is weak base. Now HCl is a strong acid alla, strong acid alla. Now ammonium chloride has been came from the weak base and the strong acid. Next CuCl2, next AlCl3, next AlCl3. AlCl3 has been came from the aluminum trihydroxide. This is a weak base. Now HCl is a strong acid. From this AlCl3 has been came. Next ZnCl2, now FeCl3, etc. These are the salts comes under the strong acid versus strong base. Strong acid versus strong base. Next salt of weak acid plus weak base. Weak acid versus weak base ಅಂದ್ರೆ ಇಲ್ಲಿ ನೋಡಿ weak acid ಅಂದ್ರೆ anionic part ಇರಬೇಕು, anionic part. base ಅಂದ್ರೆ cationic part ಅಲ್ಲ. ನಾವು weak acid anionic part ಏನು, weak acid anionic part ಏನು, CH3COOH. ಇದು ಎಸ್ಟಿಕ್ ಆಸಿಡ್ ಅಲ್ಲ. ಎಸ್ಟಿಕ್ ಆಸಿಡ್ anion part ಏನು, ಎಸಿಟೇಟ್ ಅಯಾನ್ ಅಲ್ಲ. ನಾವು weak base, this is ammonium hydroxide. ammonium hydroxide is a weak base ಅಲ್ಲ. ಇದರಲ್ಲಿ cationic part ಏನು, ammonium ion is a cationic part ಅಲ್ಲ. now these two mix to give the CH3COO. ammonium acetate is the salt of weak acid plus weak base. weak acid plus weak base. Next sodium, no, not next. This is the example for the salt of weak acid plus weak base. weak acid plus weak base. now these are the salts of weak acid plus strong base. now these are the strong acid versus weak base. These are the strong acid versus weak base. Next now here the whatever the hint this I am giving, ಈಗ ಇದು ನೀವು ನೆನಪಿಟ್ಕೊಳ್ಬೇಕಂದ್ರೆ if you remember this one, you can predict the answers very fastly from the salt hydrolysis. Now here cations and anions, these cations and anions will not react with water. ಈಗ ಇದು cations ಮತ್ತೆ anions, that it will not react with the water. now ಯಾಕೆ react ಮಾಡಿಲ್ಲ that I will explain clearly, but you remember this one. now first strong acid anions will not react with the water. strong acids anion ಯಾವುದು, strong acid anion ಯಾವುದು, Cl minus, I minus, Br minus, next SO4 minus 2, next NO3 minus, next ClO4 minus, next ClO4 minus, etc. now these are the anions will not react with the water. Next strong base cations. Strong base cations also will not react with the water. strong base cations ಯಾವುದು, Na plus K plus Mg plus 2. Now Ca plus 2, Ca plus 2, etc. Okay. Now these are the cations. These are the cations will not react with the water. Now these cations and the anions will not react with the water. Now cations, anions will react with the water. Now yavadu cation, yavadu anion will react with the water. Cation and anion will react with water. Now which are the cations and the anions will react with the water? Weak acid, anion. Weak acid anions. Weak acids anion yavadu? Acetate ion. No. S minus 2 ion. S minus 2 ion. Illi nodi. Weak acids, you know, its anions will react with the water. Illi nodi. This is a sodium carbonate salt alla. Now this has been came from the carbonic acid CO3 minus 2 and the HCO3 minus HCO3 minus. Now these are the anions of the weak acid, etc. These are the anions of the weak acid. Now F minus also. Now HF is a weak acid. Now its conjugate base is its anion. Next. Now weak base cations. Weak base cation will react with the water. Weak base cations yavadu? Zn plus 2, Fe plus 3, Illi nodi. Here weak base NH4Cl, CuCl2, AlCl3, ZnCl2, FeCl3 andre weak base cation. Now this is a cationic part alla. Now ammonium ion. Now Al plus 3, this will etc. This will react with the water. Now these cations and anions will react with the water. Now these cations and anions will not react with the water. Next. Now here salt of weak acid with strong base. Now here this salt of weak acid with the strong base. Weak acid with the strong base salt ge ನಾನು ಏನು ಮಾಡ್ತಾ ಇದ್ದೀನಿ ಅಂದ್ರೆ ಈಗ ಒಂದು what I am ತಗೋತಾ ಇದ್ದೀನಿ salt ತಗೋತಾ ಇದ್ದೀನಿ of weak acid with strong base. ಆ salt ತಗೋತಾ ಇದ್ದೀನಿ. ಆ salt ಇಂದ pH ನಾನು ಹೈಡ್ರಾಲಿಸಿಸ್ ಮಾಡಿ ಆಮೇಲೆ pH ಫೈಂಡ್ ಔಟ್ ಮಾಡ್ತಾ ಇದ್ದೀನಿ. Now here for this one ಈಗ this concept this salt ಗೆ ನಾನು derivation detail ಡಿರೈವ್ ಮಾಡ್ತೀನಿ. ನೆಕ್ಸ್ಟ್ ಸ್ಟ್ರಾಂಗ್ ಆಸಿಡ್ ವರ್ಸಸ್ ವೀಕ್ ಬೇಸ್ ಮತ್ತೆ ವೀಕ್ ಆಸಿಡ್ ಪ್ಲಸ್ ವೀಕ್ ಬೇಸ್ ಸಾಲ್ಟ್ಗೆ ನಾನು ಡಿರೈವೇಶನ್ ಮಾಡಲ್ಲ. ಯಾಕಂದ್ರೆ ಇದು ಡಿರೈವೇಶನ್ ಮಾಡಿದ್ದೀನಲ್ಲ, ದ ಸೇಮ್ ಡಿರೈವೇಶನ್ ವಿಲ್ ಬಿ ಫಾರ್ ದಟ್, ದ ಓನ್ಲಿ ದ ಚೇಂಜ್ ವಿಲ್ ಬಿ ದ pH. ಓಕೆ, ನೌ ಹಿಯರ್ ನೋಡಿ, ದ ಸಾಲ್ಟ್ ಆಫ್ ವೀಕ್ ಆಸಿಡ್ ವಿತ್ ಸ್ಟ್ರಾಂಗ್ ಬೇಸ್. ಸಾಲ್ಟ್ ಆಫ್ ವೀಕ್ ಆಸಿಡ್ ವಿತ್ ಸ್ಟ್ರಾಂಗ್ ಬೇಸ್ ಯಾವುದು? CH3COO ಅಲ್ಲ. Now this is weak acid anionic part. Now this is strong base cationic part alla. Now this is strong electrolyte. This is the strong electrolyte alla. Strong electrolyte will be completely dissociate aitala. Completely dissociate andre it will be CH3COO minus acetate ion plus Na plus. Okay, now this is the weak acid anionic part alla. Weak acid anionic part. Now this is the strong base cationic part alla. This is the strong base cationic part. This is a strong base cationic bond. Strong base cations will not react with water. Will not react with water. Will not react with H2O. Now, here this is a weak acid. Weak acid anionic part. Weak acid anionic part will react with water. Now, ಇಲ್ಲಿ ನೋಡಿ. Now, weak acid anionic part will react with water. Now, strong base cationic part will not react with the water. It will not react with the water. Now, means this anionic part will be react with water, right? CH3 COO minus. Now, it will be react with the water and it will form the acetic acid. It will form the acetic acid plus OH minus. It will release the OH minus. Now, idralli nodi solution we are having the Na plus ion and the OH minus ion alla. Now, this Na plus ion and the OH minus ion reacts to give the NaOH alla. NaOH reacts to give the NaOH. Andre the resultant solution. Now, the resultant solution will be basic, right? The resultant solution will be basic. Yakandre here the solution, here we are having the Na plus ion and the OH minus ion reacts to give the NaOH. NaOH is the base alla. Now, the resultant solution will be the basic. Now, the pH will be greater than 7. The pH will be greater than 7. Now, formula for this one enu, the formula for the pH. Now, that I will derive ಮಾಡ್ತೀನಿ. Now, only for this example ಗೆ ನಾನು derive ಮಾಡ್ತೀನಿ. Next example ಮತ್ತೆ ಇನ್ನೊಂದು example ಗೆ ನಾವು derive ನಾನು ಮಾಡಲ್ಲ, ಯಾಕಂದ್ರೆ ಎರಡು same. Only you can see this. Now, here this weak acid anionic part reacting with the water alla. Now, this is hydrolysis constant. ಯಾಕಂದ್ರೆ this anionic part is reacting with water alla. For this one, this we say it as a hydrolysis constant. Now, for this one, KH, hydrolysis constant, KH is equal to, now, concentration of acetic acid, concentration of OH minus by concentration of acetate ion. Here we are having the acetic acid alla. Acetic acid is a weak acid. Acetic acid is a weak acid alla. Weak acid innu matteno innondu dissociate aitala. Weak acid dissociate to give the CH3 COO minus plus H plus. Okay. Now, this is a weak acid alla. For this one we can write the dissociation constant Ka, right? Ka is equal to acetate ion concentration plus concentration of H plus by concentration of acetic acid. Now, this is a 1. Now, this is a 2. This is a 1 and the 2. Now, 1 and 2, 1 and 2, if you multiply the 1 and 2, KH into Ka is equal to, KH into Ka is equal to, ಇಲ್ಲಿ ನೋಡಿ, KH into Ka. Now, here acetic acid will get cancel out. No, yellow. Now, acetic acid will cancel out. Acetate ion will be cancel out. The leftover will be the H plus ion concentration of H plus and the concentration of OH minus alla. Now, KW is equal to concentration of H plus ಮತ್ತೆ concentration of O minus alla. Concentration of H plus and the concentration of O minus means KH into Ka is equal to KW. Can I write KW? Now, this expression is very important. Now, here KH is equal to KW by Ka. kW by K. Next, here acetate ion has been reacted with the water to give the acetic acid plus OH minus ion concentration. Initially this concentration is C. Now here 0. From CH concentration has been dissociated. Now here the CH and the CH will be formed. Yakandre here why I am not taking the concentration of H2O means here the pure liquid concentration will be equal to 1. That's the reason I am not taking. Now here Ka, here by this, now hydrolysis constant KH ಏನು ಬರಬಹುದು? KH is equal to concentration of acetic acid. Concentration of acetic acid ಏನು? Concentration of acetic acid ಏನು? CH and the OH by concentration of acetate ion C into 1 minus H alla. C will be get cancelled and here we'll get the CH square by 1 minus H. For the weak electrolyte, H will be very less than 1. Then here the 1 minus H will be tends to the 1. 1 minus H will be the tends to 1 andre KH is equal to CH square. Now here H is equal to under root KH by C alla. Under root KH by C. Andre upon hydrolysis concentration decreases. Upon hydrolysis concentration decreases. Okay. Next for this one Ka is equal to concentration of acetate ion into concentration of H plus by concentration of acetic acid alla. Now acetate ion concentration is to C into 1 minus H. H plus ion concentration we don't know. Now acetic acid concentration CH, right? CH. Now here by this H plus ion concentration is equal to now Ka into CH by C into 1 minus H. Now usually C get cancelled. Now for the weak electrolyte 1 minus H will be tends to 1 alla. Then here the H plus ion concentration will be equal to K into H. Here H is equal to KH by C idiyalla. KH by C. Now in the place of H can I write like this? Ka into under root KH by C. Under root KH by C. For our mathematical calculation purpose ನಾನೇನು ಮಾಡ್ತಾ ಇದ್ದೀನಿ ಅಂದರೆ ಇಲ್ಲಿ here under root Ka whole square into under root KH by C. ಈಗ ಸ್ಕ್ವೇರ್ ಮತ್ತೆ ರೂಟ್ ಮತ್ತೆ ಸ್ಕ್ವೇರ್ ಏನಾಗುತ್ತೆ ಮತ್ತೆ ಸೇಮ್ ಆಗುತ್ತಲ್ಲ. ಸೊ ಹಿಯರ್ ದಿಸ್ ಐ ಕ್ಯಾನ್ ರೈಟ್ H plus ion concentration is equal to under root Ka whole square into KH by C. Now KH is equal to, we are having right, KH into Ka is equal to Kw alla. Now KH is equal to Kw by K, right? Now in the place of KH ನಾನು ಏನು ಮಾಡ್ತಾ ಇದ್ದೀನಿ Kw into Ka substitute ಮಾಡ್ತಾ ಇದ್ದೀನಿ. Now Ka whole square into Kw by Ka into C. Here the Ka will get cancelled. Now the will get a under root Ka into Kw by C. Under root K into Kw by C. Okay. Now here H plus ion concentration idiyalla. Now here H plus ion concentration is equal to under root Ka into Kw by C. Now by taking minus log on both sides, now we'll get pH is equal to 7 plus half P pKa plus log C. pKa plus log C. This is the formula for the, which one? This is the formula for the weak acid plus strong acid. So weak acid plus strong base pH formula. Okay. Now this is the derivation. Here the same derivation it will be for the ಮತ್ತೆ ಇನ್ನಿಗೂ. Now next, salt of strong acid with the weak base. Salt of strong acid weak base ನಾನು ಏನು ಬರ್ತೀನಿ ಅಂತ ಡಿರೈವೇಷನ್ ನಾನು ಮಾಡ್ತಾನೆ ಇಲ್ಲ, ಯಾಕಂದ್ರೆ ದ ಡಿರೈವೇಷನ್ ಮತ್ತೆ ಸೇಮ್ ದ ಡಿರೈವೇಷನ್ ವಿಚ್ ವಿ ಹ್ಯಾವ್ ಡಿಡ್ ಫಾರ್ ದ previous one, the same it will be for the same, ಅದಕ್ಕೆ ನಾನು ಡಿರೈವೇಷನ್ ಮಾಡ್ತಾನೆ ಇಲ್ಲ. ಸೊ ಇದರಲ್ಲಿ ದ ಸಾಲ್ಟ್ ಆಫ್ ಸ್ಟ್ರಾಂಗ್ ಆಸಿಡ್ ವಿತ್ ದ ವೀಕ್ ಬೇಸ್. ಸ್ಟ್ರಾಂಗ್ ಆಸಿಡ್ ವಿತ್ ದ ವೀಕ್ ಬೇಸ್, ನೋ ದ ಸಾಲ್ಟ್ ಯಾವುದು? ಅಮೋನಿಯಂ ಕ್ಲೋರೈಡ್. ಅಮೋನಿಯಂ ಕ್ಲೋರೈಡ್ ಇಸ್ ದ ಎಕ್ಸಾಂಪಲ್ ಫಾರ್ ದ ಸ್ಟ್ರಾಂಗ್ ಆಸಿಡ್ ವಿತ್ ದ ವೀಕ್ ಬೇಸ್ ಅಲ್ಲ. Now this is the strong electrolyte, it will be dissociate to the NH4 plus and the Cl minus. Now this is came from the strong acid anion. Anion will not react with the water la, will not react with the water, will not react with the H2O. Okay. Now this ammonium ion will react with the water la. Ammonium ion will react with the water plus H2O gives rise to ammonium hydroxide plus H plus. Ammonium hydroxide plus H plus. Now ಇಲ್ಲಿ ನೋಡಿ, now the resultant solution will be acidic ಅಲ್ಲ, HCl. Now the resultant solution is acidic. The resultant solution is acidic. Andre pH will be less than 7. The pH will be less than 7. Iga the pH for this formula ಏನಾಗುತ್ತೆ ಅಂದ್ರೆ 7 minus half pKb plus log C. pKb plus log C. So this is a formula for the salt of strong acid with a weak base. Next, salt of weak acid with weak base. Salt of weak acid with the weak base ಏನಂದ್ರೆ here CH3 COOO NH4. Ammonium acetate is the salt of weak acid plus weak base ಅಲ್ಲ. Now it is dissociate to give the acetate ion and the ammonium ion. Now here acetate ion it will react with the water, to give the acetic acid and it will release the H plus ion to the solution. Next, ammonium ion again it will be react with the H2O. Ammonium ion it will react with the H2O and it will form the ammonium hydroxide plus OH minus. Now here the resultant solution will be neutral. The resultant solution will be neutral. ಯಾಕಂದ್ರೆ H2O ಅಲ್ಲ, ಅದಕ್ಕೆ this is neutral. Here ಇಲ್ಲಿ ನೋಡಿ, here acetate ion is the weak acid anionic part. Now this is weak base cationic part. Now the pH for this formula will be, the pH will be equal to 7 plus half pKa minus pKb. This is the formula for the salt of weak acid plus the weak base. Okay. Next, pH for the strong acid and the strong base. pH for the strong acid and the strong base andre salt of strong acid strong base is the NaCl ಅಲ್ಲ. If it is dissociate it will give the Na plus and the Cl minus. Now ಈಗ if this Na plus is react with the water, now what it will form? It will form ammonium hydroxide plus H plus it will be released, right? Now here ammonium hydroxide is a strong base ಅಲ್ಲ. Strong bases Strong bases are the strong electrolytes alla, means it will be again it will be completely dissociate to the Na plus OH minus alra. Now the resultant solution again the H2O, it will be react to give the H2O backward. Okay, means again this is the strong electrolyte, again it will be dissociate to the Na plus and the OH minus, again it is giving the Na plus plus H2O. Adukoskarane strong electrolytes there is no pH. The pH for this one will be the 7. This is a neutral. pH for this one will be the 7. Okay, is it clear? Next, now here ಈ ಕಾನ್ಸೆಪ್ಟ್ ಮೇಲೆ ಎರಡು ಕ್ವೆಶ್ಚನ್ ನೋಡೋಣ. ಇಲ್ಲಿ ನೋಡಿ, the calculate the degree of hydrolysis. Degree of hydrolysis is the KH ಅಲ್ಲ, is 0.1 m solution of acetate, 0.1 m solution of the acetate at 298 Kelvin and 25 degrees centigrade is same. Now KH is equal to KW by Ka we are having, right? Ka they have given, dissociation constant they have given, KH they are asking, KW at 25 degrees ಎಷ್ಟು ಇರುತ್ತೆ? 1 into 10 to the power minus 14 by 0.1. Now KH is equal to some answer ಬರುತ್ತೆ. ಈಗ ನೀವು ಆನ್ಸರ್ ಕಾಮೆಂಟ್ ಬಾಕ್ಸ್ ಅಲ್ಲಿ ಕಾಮೆಂಟ್ ಮಾಡಿ, ನಾನು ಕಾಮೆಂಟ್ ಅಲ್ಲಿ ನೋಡ್ತೀನಿ. ಓಕೆ, ಫೈನ್. ನೆಕ್ಸ್ಟ್ calculate the pH of 0.10 molar solution of ammonium chloride. Kb of ammonia is 1.8 into 10 to the power minus 5. Kb ಕೊಟ್ಟಿದ್ರು ಮತ್ತೆ ಕಾನ್ಸಂಟ್ರೇಷನ್ ಕೊಟ್ಟಿದ್ರು. ಈಗ this salt will comes under which one? This salt will comes under which one? Ammonium chloride. Ammonium chloride ಎಲ್ಲಿಗೆ ಬರುತ್ತೆ? Ammonium chloride will comes under the, it will the strong electrolyte, it will be dissociated to the ammonium ion plus Cl minus alla. Now ammonium ion is a weak base. Now this is a strong acid alla. Strong acid means this is the salt of weak base plus a strong base. Now the pH will be 7 minus half pKb plus log C alla, pKb plus log C. Now 7 minus half pKb value ಎಷ್ಟು? 1.8 into 10 to the power minus 5. log C value ಎಷ್ಟು? 0.10 m. ನಾವು ಈಗ ನೀವು ಸಾಲ್ವ್ ಮಾಡಿದ್ದು ಅಂದರೆ ನಿಮಗೆ ಪಿ ಎಚ್ ಬರುತ್ತೆ. ಈಗ ಈ ಪಿ ಎಚ್ ವ್ಯಾಲ್ಯೂನು ಕಾಮೆಂಟ್ ಬಾಕ್ಸಲ್ಲಿ ಕಾಮೆಂಟ್ ಮಾಡಿ, ಇದು ಆನ್ಸರ್. ಓಕೆ, ನೆಕ್ಸ್ಟ್ ಬಫರ್ ಸೊಲ್ಯೂಷನ್. ಇಲ್ಲಿಂದ ಬಫರ್ ಸೊಲ್ಯೂಷನ್ ಏನಂದ್ರೆ, ದ ಸೊಲ್ಯೂಷನ್ ವಿಚ್ ರಿಸೀವ್ಸ್ ದ ಚೇಂಜ್ ಇನ್ ಪಿ ಎಚ್ ಬೈ ದ addition of small amount of strong acid, strong base or on dilution are called the buffer solution. Idರಲ್ಲಿ we are having the two types of the buffer. One is acidic buffer, ಮತ್ತೆ next is basic buffer. Now acidic buffer ಹೆಂಗ್ ಪ್ರಿಪೇರ್ ಮಾಡ್ಬೋದು ಅಂದ್ರೆ, ಇಲ್ಲಿ ನೋಡಿ, here acidic buffer is prepared by the mixture of weak acid plus salt of the salt that was made by the weak acid plus strong base. Salt that was made by the weak acid plus salt base. Now basic buffer ಹೆಂಗ್ ಪ್ರಿಪೇರ್ ಮಾಡ್ಬೋದು ಅಂದ್ರೆ, mixture of weak base plus salt of weak base plus strong acid. Acidic buffer ಹೆಂಗ್ ಪ್ರಿಪೇರ್ ಮಾಡ್ಬೋದು? ಮಿಕ್ಸರ್ ಆಫ್ ವೀಕ್ ಆಸಿಡ್ ಪ್ಲಸ್ ಸಾಲ್ಟ್ ಆಫ್ ವೀಕ್ ಆಸಿಡ್ ಪ್ಲಸ್ ಸ್ಟ್ರಾಂಗ್ ಬೇಸ್. ನೌ ಬೇಸಿಕ್ ಬಫರ್ ವೀಕ್ ಬೇಸ್ ಪ್ಲಸ್ ಸಾಲ್ಟ್ ಆಫ್ ವೀಕ್ ಬೇಸ್ ಪ್ಲಸ್ ಸ್ಟ್ರಾಂಗ್ ಆಸಿಡ್. ಓಕೆ, ನೆಕ್ಸ್ಟ್ ಇಲ್ಲಿ ನೋಡಿ, ಹಿಯರ್ ಎಸಿಡಿಕ್ ಬಫರ್ ಪಿ ಎಚ್ ಹೆಂಗ್ ಫೈಂಡ್ ಮಾಡ್ಬೋದು ಅಂದ್ರೆ, ಇಟ್ ಕನ್ಸಿಸ್ಟ್ ಆಫ್ ಎ ಸೊಲ್ಯೂಷನ್ ವೀಕ್ ಆಸಿಡ್. ಈಗ ದಿಸ್ ಇಸ್ ಎಸಿಟಿಕ್ ಆಸಿಡ್ ಇಸ್ ಅ ವೀಕ್ ಆಸಿಡ್, ರೈಟ್? ನೌ ಎಸಿಟಿಕ್ ಆಸಿಡ್ ಇಸ್ ಅ ವೀಕ್ ಆಸಿಡ್. ನೌ ದಿಸ್ ಇಸ್ ಅ ಸಾಲ್ಟ್ ಅಲ್ಲ, this is prepared by weak acid plus strong base alla. Now acetic acid it will be dissociated to the acetate ion plus H plus. Okay, now ಇಲ್ಲಿ ನೋಡಿ, initially ನಾನು 100 molar of the acetate ion ತಗೊಂಡಿದ್ದೀನಿ. now ಈ after equilibrium ಬಂದಾಗ ಇಲ್ಲಿಂದ 0.1 m has been dissociated, and the leftover concentration of the acetic acid ಎಷ್ಟು? 99.9 molar ಅಲ್ಲ. now ಈಗ if I take the strong electrolyte, ಈಗ ನಾನು ಸ್ಟ್ರಾಂಗ್ ಎಲೆಕ್ಟ್ರೋಲೈಟ್ ಹಾಕಿದ್ದೇನೆ ಅಂದ್ರೆ, strong electrolyte, sodium acetate. Sodium acetate is a strong electrolyte alla. Now nanu ionic equilibrium lecture 1 alli helidanalla, eega any cation or anion if it is came from any strong acid or strong base, now that it will become the strong electrolyte alla. Now this has came from the strong base, adikoskarane sodium acetate salt has become the strong electrolyte. Strong electrolyte ande eega nanu idu 100 molar tagondidine andre, now here it will be converted into acetate ion plus Na plus andre ಈಗ 100 molar ತಗೊಂಡಿದ್ದೀನಿ ಅಂದ್ರೆ 100 molars will be formed. Here the 100 molar will be formed. Now here how much I have taken, that much it will be formed into ions alla. Now ಇದರಲ್ಲಿ ನೋಡಿ, now this is weak acid, now this is salt, this is weak acid and this is the salt alla. Now ಇದರಲ್ಲಿ ಜಾಸ್ತಿ ಕಾನ್ಸಂಟ್ರೇಷನ್ ಯಾವುದಿದೆ, salt acetate ion concentration ಜಾಸ್ತಿ ಇದೆಯಲ್ಲ. Now according to the Lee-Chatelier principle, now ಇಲ್ಲಿ ನೋಡಿ product side concentration ಜಾಸ್ತಿ ಇದೆಯಲ್ಲ. Now acetate ion concentration ಎಷ್ಟು total acetate ion concentration ಎಷ್ಟು, total acetate ion concentration is 100.1 ಅಲ್ಲ, 100.1 total acetate ion concentration is 100.1. Now reactant side acetic acid concentration ಎಷ್ಟು 99.9. ಅಂದ್ರೆ to maintain the equilibrium, equilibrium will shift towards the leftward or backward direction. Equilibrium will shift towards the backward direction to make the equilibrium stable, okay. Now we'll find the pH for this one. Now first ಏನು ಮಾಡಬೇಕಂದ್ರೆ, now Ka is equal to concentration of acetate ion plus concentration of H plus by concentration of acetic acid. Now pH find ಮಾಡೋಕೆ first we need the H plus ion concentration ಅಲ್ಲ. ನಾನು ಏನು ಮಾಡ್ತಾ ಇದ್ದೀನಿ ಅಂದ್ರೆ, here the H plus concentration is equal to Ka into concentration of acetic acid by concentration of acetate ion, taking the log on both sides, now taking the log on the both sides ಏನಾಗುತ್ತೆ, log H plus ion concentration is equal to log Ka plus log A into B, log A plus log B ಅಲ್ಲ, means log acetic acid concentration by acetate ion concentration. Now here taking negative on both sides, now taking negative on the both sides ಏನಾಗುತ್ತೆ, log H plus ion concentration by minus log Ka plus minus log acetic acid by acetate ion, okay. Now here pH is equal to minus log H plus ion concentration. Now here pKa is equal to minus log Ka. Now here pH plus pKa plus, to make it as a plus ನಾನು ಏನು ಮಾಡ್ತಾ ಇದ್ದೀನಿ, ರಿವರ್ಸ್ ಮಾಡ್ತಾ ಇದ್ದೀನಿ. concentration of COOO minus by concentration of CH3 COOH ಅಲ್ಲ. Now here this is a concentration of a salt, right? This is a concentration of the salt. Now pH is equal to pKa plus salt concentration by acid. ಯಾಕಂದ್ರೆ ಇಲ್ಲಿ ನೋಡಿ ಎಸಿಟೇಟ್ ಅಯಾನ್ ಕಾನ್ಸಂಟ್ರೇಷನ್ ಯಾವುದು ಜಾಸ್ತಿ ಇದೆ, ಇಲ್ಲಿ ಆಸಿಡ್ ಸಾಲ್ಟ್ ಎಸಿಟೇಟ್ ಅಯಾನ್ ಕಾನ್ಸಂಟ್ರೇಷನ್ ಜಾಸ್ತಿ ಇದೆಯಲ್ಲ ಕಂಪೇರ್ಡ್ ಟು ದ ವೀಕ್ ಆಸಿಡ್ ಎಸಿಟೇಟ್ ಅಯಾನ್, ಅದಕ್ಕೋಸ್ಕರನೇ ದಿಸ್ ಇಸ್ ಅ ಸಾಲ್ಟ್ ಬೈ ಆಸಿಡ್. pH is equal to pKa plus salt by acid, okay. Next basic buffer. This consists of a solution of a weak base and it's a salt with a strong acid. Now example, ammonium hydroxide, it will be dissociated to the ammonium ion plus hydroxide, okay. Now here it's a strong electrolyte, right? ammonium chloride, it is having the NH4 plus Cl minus, NH4 plus Cl minus. Illinda the jasti concentration salt idiyalla, salt concentration is more than weak base, salt concentration is more than the weak base, right? Now this is Kb, because here this is we are having the OH andre no, POH, this will be the POH is equal to PKB plus log concentration of NH4 plus by concentration of ammonium hydroxide. Now POH is equal to PKB plus log, this is having the salt concentration is more, right? Concentration of salt by concentration of base. Now this is the formula for the POH. ಈಗ ಬೇಸಿಕ್ ಬಫರ್ ಕೊಟ್ಟು ಆದ್ಮೇಲೆ pH ಕೇಳಿದ್ರು ಅಂದ್ರೆ ನಾವು ಹೆಂಗ್ ಕನ್ವರ್ಟ್ ಮಾಡ್ಬೋದು ಅಂದ್ರೆ pH plus POH is equal to 14. This is a conversion. ಈಗ ನೀವು pH plus 14 minus POH ಮಾಡಿದ್ರೆ ಅಂದ್ರೆ pH ಬರುತ್ತೆ ನಿಮಗೆ. ಓಕೆ, here the pH will get. ಈಗ ನೀವು ಸಾಲ್ವ್ ಮಾಡಿದಾದ್ಮೇಲೆ POH ಬರುತ್ತಲ್ಲ, ನಾವು ಈಗ POH ನೀವು if you take to the right hand side ಆದ್ಮೇಲೆ ಏನಾಗುತ್ತೆ 14 minus something POH ವ್ಯಾಲ್ಯೂ ಇರುತ್ತಲ್ಲ ಅದು ಸಬ್ಸ್ಟಿಟ್ಯೂಟ್ ಮಾಡಿದ್ರೆ ನಿಮಗೆ pH ಬರುತ್ತೆ. ವಿಲ್ ಗೆಟ್ ದ pH. ಓಕೆ, ನೆಕ್ಸ್ಟ್ we are having the solubility and the solubility product. ಇಲ್ಲಿ ನೋಡಿ solubility ಮತ್ತೆ solubility product ಹೆಂಗ್ ಫೈಂಡ್ ಮಾಡ್ಬೋದು ಅಂದ್ರೆ the number of moles of solute in 1 liter of a saturated solution, mole per liter is defined as solubility. Let us calculate solubility of a salt AXBY. ಈಗ ಒಂದು this type of salt ಕೊಟ್ಟಿದ್ರೆ ಅಂದ್ರೆ solubility product yes. ಈಗ ಹೆಂಗ್ ಫೈಂಡ್ ಮಾಡ್ಬೋದು ಅಂದ್ರೆ ಈಗ this type of salt ಕೊಟ್ಟಿದ್ರೆ ಅಂದ್ರೆ ಇಲ್ಲಿ ನೋಡಿ if PbI2 salt ಕೊಟ್ಟಿದ್ರೆ ಅಂದ್ರೆ ಈಗ ಇದು solubility product ಹೆಂಗ್ ಫೈಂಡ್ ಮಾಡ್ಬೋದು ಅಂದ್ರೆ this PbI2 is in the form of AXBY type salt. ಇಲ್ಲಿ ನೋಡಿ here X value, here A is Pb, B is I, X value 1, Y value 2. It will be dissociated to the Pb plus 2 plus 2I minus. ಇದರಲ್ಲಿ ನೋಡಿ X value 1, here also X value 1, A is Pb2, Y value is 2, so plus 2. Now ಇದರಲ್ಲಿ ನೋಡಿ Y is 2, here also 2, B is I, X value is 1, so Y. In this manner it will be dissociated. ಇಲ್ಲಿ ನೋಡಿ AXBY, one undissolved salt. This is a undissolved salt. ನಾನು ತಗೊಂಡಿದ್ದೀನಿ. Now this, from this undissolved salt very little it has been dissolved. ಈಗ ಚೂರು it has been dissolved ಆಯಿತು. This dissolved salt ions ಕೊಟ್ಟಿದ್ರು. ಈಗ what it is did, some undissolved salt ಏನಾಯಿತು ಅಂದ್ರೆ some it has been converted into dissolved. ಈಗ dissolved ಆಯಿತು. Dissolved salt ಏನ್ ಮಾಡಿದಂದ್ರೆ that dissolved salt has been converted into ions. Now after equilibrium ಏನಾಯ್ತು, undissolved salt ಮತ್ತೆ dissolved salt ions ಕೊಟ್ಟಿದ್ರಲ್ಲ, both are in the equilibrium. ಇಲ್ಲಿಂದ salt has been converted into dissolved. That dissolved salt it is giving the ions. ಅಂದ್ರೆ undissolved salt ಮತ್ತೆ ions are in the equilibrium. For this one K equilibrium constant ಹೆಂಗ್ ಬರಿಬೋದು, concentration of A raised to the power its stoichiometric coefficient, concentration of B raised to the power its stoichiometric coefficient, and the undissolved salt ಇದು undissolved salt ಅಲ್ಲ, means here this is one constant. Now pure solids ನಾನು ಹೇಳಿದನಲ್ಲ ಲಾ ಆಫ್ ಮಾಸ್ ಆಕ್ಷನ್ activity coefficient for the pure solids ಮತ್ತೆ pure liquids ಕಾನ್ಸ್ಟೆಂಟ್ ಅಲ್ಲ, ಅಂದ್ರೆ this is the constant. This is the pure solid ಅಲ್ಲ, pure solid this is a constant, ಮತ್ತೆ this is K equilibrium, this is a one new constant. One constant ಮತ್ತೆ one constant, product of one constant ಮತ್ತೆ one constant, new constant ಕೊಟ್ಟಿ it is giving, that is KSP. KSP is equal to concentration of A power Y raised to the its stoichiometric coefficient, product of B. Okay, this is, see here, product of one constant into another constant. Yakandre law of mass action, activity coefficient for the pure solids will be constant alla, adikoskarane one constant, product of constant into constant, new constant it is giving, that is KSP. Now we'll see the different types of the questions for this KSP. ಈಗ different cases of calculation. ಈಗ this type of salts ಕೊಟ್ಟಿದ್ರಂದ್ರೆ AgCl, AgBr, AgI, BaSO4, PbSO4. These are the 1:1 type salts. 1:1 type salts andre here Ax By it will be converted into X A power Y plus Y B power X minus alla. Now AgCl it will be converted into Ag plus Cl minus, right? Now in the same way ಇಲ್ಲಿ ನೋಡಿ AgCl it is giving Ag plus and the Cl minus. Initially solubility is S 0. Now at equilibrium it is having S and S. From this salt it has been converted into Ag plus and Cl minus alla. Now at equilibrium concentration of Ag plus is S, concentration of Cl minus is S. Now equilibrium constant ಈ ತರ ಬರಿಬೋದಲ್ಲ, concentration of Ag plus and the Cl minus, concentration of Ag is to S, concentration of Cl is to S. ಈಗ ನಾನು this is solid alla, AgCl is a solid, activity coefficient for the solid is constant. Now one new constant, K equilibrium constant, one new constant, product of two new constants it is giving KSP, right? KSP is equal to S square, solubility S is equal to under root KSP. Okay, now if they have given AgCl, AgB this type of a salt, now solubility product ಹೆಂಗ್ ಫೈಂಡ್ ಮಾಡಬಹುದು, S is equal to KSP ವ್ಯಾಲ್ಯೂ ಕ್ವೆಶ್ಚನ್ ಅಲ್ಲಿ ಕೊಡ್ತಾರೆ. ನಾವು ಈಗ ಅದು ಸಬ್ಸ್ಟಿಟ್ಯೂಟ್ ಮಾಡಿದ್ವಿ ಅಂದ್ರೆ ನಿಮಗೆ solubility ಬರುತ್ತೆ. Okay, this is for the 1:1 type of salt. ಈಗ 1:2 type salt ಕೊಟ್ಟಿದ್ರಂದ್ರೆ PbI2 initially it is S and it is having the stoichiometric coefficient ಎರಡಲ್ಲ, so 2S. Now Pb plus 2 it is having S. Now I it is having 2S, right? Now here K equilibrium this is the concentration of Pb plus 2 and the concentration of I minus. ಇಲ್ಲಿ ನೋಡಿ here I written, right? Now concentration S, then K equilibrium by here Ag, sorry, this is concentration of PbI2, right? ಈಗ ಇಲ್ಲಿ ನೀವು ಲೆಫ್ಟ್ ಸೈಡ್ ತಗೊಂಡಿದ್ದೀವಿ ಅಂದ್ರೆ ಏನಾಗುತ್ತೆ KSP. This is a KSP is equal to 4S cube. S is equal to under root KSP ವ್ಯಾಲ್ಯೂ ಕ್ವೆಶ್ಚನ್ ಅಲ್ಲಿ ಕೊಡ್ತಾರೆ. ಈಗ ನೀವು ಸಾಲ್ವ್ ಮಾಡಿದ್ದು ಅಂದ್ರೆ you will get the solubility product of the PbI2. ಈಗ if 1:3 ಟೈಪ್ ಸಾಲ್ಟ್ ಕೊಟ್ಟಿದ್ದೀರ ಅಂದ್ರೆ ಸೇಮ್ ಈಗ ನೀವು ಸಾಲ್ವ್ ಮಾಡ್ಬೋದು. ನಾವು S is equal to under root KSP by 4/27 KSP ವ್ಯಾಲ್ಯೂ ಕ್ವೆಶ್ಚನ್ ಅಲ್ಲಿ ಕೊಡ್ತಾರೆ. ಈಗ ನೀವು ಸಬ್ಸ್ಟಿಟ್ಯೂಟ್ ಮಾಡಿದ್ದು ಅಂದ್ರೆ ನಿಮಗೆ ಆನ್ಸರ್ ಬರುತ್ತೆ. ನೆಕ್ಸ್ಟ್ by this the ionic equilibrium chapter has been completed, ಮುಗಿತು. ನಾವು equilibrium ionic equilibrium lecture 1 ಮತ್ತೆ lecture 2 ನಾನು ಎರಡು ಮಾಡಿದ್ದೀನಿ, it has been completed. ಈಗ ನಿಮಗೆ ಏನಾದರೂ ಡೌಟ್ಸ್ ಇದೆಯಾ ಅಂದರೆ ಕಾಮೆಂಟ್ ಬಾಕ್ಸಲ್ಲಿ ಕಾಮೆಂಟ್ ಮಾಡಿ. ಓಕೆ, I will clear it in the upcoming videos. Okay.